action.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Forrest, and I am from Alabama. I'm not from Bayou La Batterie or Greenball, Alabama, but I had to name the boat Jenny. Name of this series is going to be That's My Boat, because it's named Jenny. And been sailing since I was about 8. This was about my 18th or 19th, 20th boat. Got it for a steal, basically. Got it way cheaper than I should have got it. It's a Hunter 240, 24-foot sailboat. And some pros and cons with the Hunters. I was looking at Catalina 250 or a MacGregor 26 or Hunter 240, Hunter 260. I wanted the biggest boat I can get that was trailerable, but with shallow water. The 250 from Catalina and the 26s were all too heavy for my Toyota Tacoma, so I was looking for a 240. It's bigger than a Catalina 22 or a compact. There's more room inside, but you know, all of them have their goods and bads. If you look up at the sail of the mast, you can see it's a B&R rig, which means your rigging is swept further back than on a regular sailboat. That keeps you from being able to run downwind as good as a regular sailboat. Most people, in fact, what I've done here is I've added an asymmetric spinnaker. I'll show you how I rigged that in another video. Got the boat, basically looked at it and sailed it, figured out what I wanted to do with it. Didn't do a lot of modifications to it, but then I started looking at things I wanted to do. Smaller boats don't have air conditioners, so I'm putting an air conditioner in this boat. That's going to be another mod as well. It's got a 6 horsepower Tohatsu outboard. Water ballasted boat. Some people don't like that, some people do. It sails like an oversized dinghy. I've got a Buccaneer 18 dinghy as well, and it rolls right over to 12-15 degrees. If you don't stop, it'll go over and capsize. This boat will pitch over to about 12 degrees and stay there and park. The water ballasted system is foolproof as far as I'm concerned. I've actually taken it a little bit step further, and I have an air pump. When I go to pull it out of the water, I hook up the air pump and seal it and blow the water out like a submarine with ballast. And the boat's water line actually goes up about 5 inches, making it easier to trailer. Boat weighs about 2,800 pounds on the trailer, about 4,700 pounds in the water. So it's really hard to get out of a boat landing if it's full of water, so I just pump it out. Trailers really well. Pulls good with a Toyota Tacoma. Plenty of power. My truck's rated for about 5,500 pounds. This thing weighs about 3,800 pounds, trailer and all, and it pulls fine. I was looking at what size motor to put on it. I had a 4 horsepower Tohatsu. I went with a 6, not because of the extra power, but because this is a 25-inch shaft. When it goes down all the way, it's well underneath the water line. And so far, we did some motor sailing one time, and we got hull speed. We got 6.5 knots, 7 knots. It pulls fine. The other advantage of the Sail Pro is it's got an alternator. So when it's running, if I'm in gear and I'm motor sailing, it's charging the motor. If I'm not motor sailing, I put it in neutral and put it at 2/3 throttle, and I'm getting about 45 watts of power. I added solar panels, the engine, the asymmetrics. The navigation system on the boat was made by Raytheon, and it was all cracked and old and not working, so rather than pull the sensors out, I just left them there and I replaced it with a Garmin unit. That's all I really need for intercoastal waterway and big lake sailing, which is where I sail this boat mainly. Up at Lake Martin, Alabama, or down at Destin, Florida on the intercoastal waterway. This is all you really need for inland boat. It's basically an RV that floats, an RV that sleeps 5 people with a kitchenette and a porta potty. So it's perfect for weekends. You'll see it come on up here. My son's doing the filming. You want to hand me the camera? Like I said, it's a B&R rig. Most of the power is out of the mainsail. One of the other modifications I did was this bag right here. This is basically a sail cover I inverted and flipped over and had a seamstress sew a hard line in, and I made it a stack pack. and you can see I've got the Lazy Jack, and the sail just sits in there. A lot of boats have a Lazy Jack. It makes it really easy to store the sail when you're done. There's the Garmin that I put in the boat, and one of the future projects I'm going to have is right here where this slides out. I'm going to have I got a tray that I built. I'm going to have an air conditioner right here. About 4 years ago, they came out with DC powered compressors for air conditioners. Up until that point, everything was AC, and I really didn't want to have to plug into the shore power to have AC on a boat. So one of the things I did with this boat is upgraded the electronics and the electrics. That'll be my second video that I make. I also installed stuff for asymmetric spinnakers. I oversized the bimini, so it comes right up to the back of the main sheet control. Put in a VHF radio for the Gulf. Got the lights working. Going to be replacing the teak covers on the boat right here. They were both rotted really bad, so I'm going to replace them with fiberglass. If you come in here, you can see the water ballast. Water ballast system is right here, and what you do is you open it up. By opening it up like that, it drops a line on the bottom. The water fills up the tank, which is in the center line, at or below the water line. Important thing with the water ballasted boat, though, is once you open it and fill it full of water, you do need to go back and close it. That way, when you're heeled, the water doesn't drain out, you lose stability. What I do is on the inspection valve right here, I've got a separate one of these that's got an air line plugged into it. I seal that up, I open it up, put the air pump in right here, and pump the water out. That makes the boat lighter. It came with a Sony stereo with 2 speakers. I got a really great deal on eBay. Got the same unit, brand new, with 4 speakers for like $100. And my electrical system, I was looking at which company I was going to go with. I went with Renogy. They have really good customer service. The prices were decent. So my batteries, my control panels, my chargers, my solar controllers and my solar panels, and all the monitoring systems, everything is Renogy. That way everything would be plug and play pretty much, so they're all the same system. Very happy with it so far. More to come on the electrical system on the next video. If you come in, you can see we're still working on it. There's a bed up front. There's a twin bed underneath. Let me see that. So 2 people can sleep there. Here, Michael. 2 people can sleep here, and then 1 person can sleep right here. There's a kitchenette, and there's a porta potty underneath it. Really all you need for weekends. It came with 1 Scirocco fan. I'm putting a second one in right here. I haven't wired it up yet. Once I get the air conditioner wired, my 2 batteries for the system, basically the hub, the slab battery that's in the back, everything goes into it, and it's connected to a DC to DC charger, and it powers the 2 200 amp hour AGM batteries. I have 1 on each side. And the nice thing about putting them in these positions right here is it's almost at level with the water ballast system, and it actually improved the weight shift of the boat. I saw online where people added water ballast, extra water tanks to their boats and put them in both places, and the water weight was 150 pounds on either side. They said that increased stability. With these Renogy 200 amp hour batteries, were 135 pounds each. So I'm really close to what somebody else has done with water. Only thing is I can't remove the water. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be sailing around across the Atlantic with this thing. And it added, when we sailed it, it actually made the boat a lot more stable. Really good positive helm. And that's pretty much the boat. Upcoming videos. My background, I started sailing when I was about 8 years old. Was an active sailor, had 420, 505, a NACRA 5.7, a Prather 18, a Hobie 18, Flying Dutchman. I'd buy a boat. My dad and I would buy a boat, fix it up. Somebody would want to buy it. We'd sell it and buy a bigger boat and fix it up and do that. Started with a Sunfish and finished with a Mutineer 15. Went to flight school in 1989 and stopped sailing. Moved to California and left my sailboat at my dad's lake house. I was in California and a tree fell on it and broke its back. I came back and took all the parts off of it and stored everything like you're supposed to in the boat house. 30 years later, I retired from the National Guard as a pilot, W4. I still work as a civilian contractor for the Army, but me and my cousin were working on my dad's dock, and he goes, you love sailing, Forrest, why don't you have a boat? And I was like, well, I got kids in college and I'm poor. He found me a free Buccaneer. It had a cracked centerboard. My son found one on Wisconsin for $200. It was just the boat, and we drove up to Wisconsin. It was a really fun road trip, and we basically made one really nice Buccaneer out of 2.5 boats. What's really funny is I probably have 3 times the money in that Buccaneer, 100% complete restoration with new sails, probably a half to third of what I have in this boat. This boat was bigger, everything cost more, but so far I haven't spent near as much money as I have on the Buccaneer. Upgrading the electrical system, upgrading the sails to an asymmetric spinnaker. Going to put an air conditioner in it, and right here there's carpet that comes in here, but it always rolls up, so I'm going to get some PVC 3 laminate basically sheet and rivet the carpet to it so it stays in place. So we're going to put the carpet back into place and just make it livable. And that's pretty much it for this introduction. I started sailing again about 3 years ago, and we've been sailing pretty active with the Buccaneer, and this boat is like an oversized dinghy. Don't know if I'd want to have it out in 30, 40 knot blows, but we've had it out in 12, 15 knot winds, and all we had to do was reef the sail, and the sails that I have on it have 2 reefing points, so that's really not an issue. And got a new motor, so that's real stable. So that's pretty much it. If you like these videos, link to it, and I'll have my email posted on this. We're going to post it, and you can post comments. I'm not a professional influencer. This is what I do. I'm a do-it-yourselfer sailor. I can't stand spending money on stuff when I can do it myself, so a lot of this stuff I do myself, and all the work I've pretty much done on the boat is done by a do-it-yourselfer, and it's all within the means of a normal person that's got normal tool skills with a good set of knowledge. The Hunter website is excellent for upgrades. Great place for listing where you can find parts for the boat. I've still got to get a replacement hatch for one of the hatches that the seal is broken, and I'm going to have to redo the centerboards, probably the uphaul for it, the rope. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and replace the bearings. And like I said, the website is phenomenal for part support, even though they don't make the boats anymore. And everything's pretty easy to do on this boat because it's huge compared to what I've been sailing. Hope you guys have fun, and like I always say, peace out.